Alright, so I got a little bit of a progress report on the Ford Ranger. Haven't made a whole lot of progress on it, but it's farther along than what it was. The motor is 100% knocking, and it's kind of bad. I would start it up right now, but currently it doesn't have a battery in it. The last project, the f250, has that battery. I'll show you a little bit on that truck here in just a little bit, but just go ahead and show you what I'll have done so far to this one. So you can see we got 2 fans on it, and instead of the one that actually didn't even work, we got the dipstick tube for the transmission. And another thing I found on the transmission is that thing was actually stopped up on the return side, which I'm sure is what was causing that pressure that you might have seen before. We got transmission lines that's braided nylon with 6 AN fittings, which they look pretty cool. I think I like the AN fittings. We got the transmission cooler, the oil filter relocation kit has the same setup. Those are 10 AN, I believe. Got those lines on. They're looking pretty good, I think. I like those. Not a whole lot of weight in there. Sorry about that, but you get the idea. I got a new oil filter on it, and so I changed the oil in it, and at that point the knocking got worse. So sometimes whatever little bit of grit or sludge might be in your engine or transmission, for that matter, sometimes that actually helps hold it together, because literally when I changed the oil, the knocking got worse. I did not put, just I put oil in it and started it up. I know I put enough oil in it. There was no way I made a mistake there. The only mistake I made was actually changing the oil. But either way, I mean, I took the belts off the accessory stuff, the alternator, the water pump, and the power steering pump. We still got a knock, and it's a pretty good one. Like I said, I'd start it up right now, but it doesn't have a battery in it currently. So honestly, I think what I might do is run it literally until it blows up, because you can definitely hear it. Hold on while I have something in my eye. So got that out of the way. That motor will need to be rebuilt or replaced. I know my eyes are very red. There's a lot of dust and trash in them, and I'll show you why here in just a second. Alright, now that we have the excuses as to why this thing's not done right now, we got that out of the way. This right here that you're seeing now, obviously front corner of the cab where the windshield is, yeah, it originally started like literally that big of a piece of rust, and this right here got eaten out by this very easily. So I figured if it's getting eaten out that easily with a sanding wheel, it must be pretty bad. So I mean, obviously the best way to get rid of rust or to stop it is get rid of the rust. We did just that, primed it. I just fogged it with primer and put a flashlight in there to see what all's going on, you know, how far the primer got. It actually worked pretty good. Just fogged this hole, put primer in it. Got it sanded out, as you can see that. So obviously the right way to do it would probably not be to put Bondo in it. So what I'm going to do is put Bondo in it. There's actually literally a worse way to do this. You probably see it a lot on Facebook and whatnot, on the shorts. Is what people will do with rust holes is put foam in there. And there was one I saw literally just yesterday. Someone used ramen. That was strange, to say the least. Don't do that. Don't ever put foam in there. I don't care. I mean, honestly, if it's just to get rid of a rust hole, I know to pass your state inspection in some states, you're not allowed to have any kind of rust hole anywhere in your vehicle. Sometimes people will do odd things like that, you know, foam up their rust hole, put ramen in it, just so they can pass inspection. If your vehicle is that much of a piece of junk, that's okay. Do that. Put all the foam and ramen you want in it. But in general, don't put foam in a rust hole, because obviously the rust hole is there because it attracted water. Foam, you know, what are sponges made out of? Any idea? Foam. Sponges are foam, you know? So why would you put a sponge in your rust hole? Don't do that, ever. Unless your car is just that much of a piece of junk and you are going to get rid of it by next year. But for the most part, don't do that. Oh, there's still something in my eye. So honestly, the other wrong way to do this is just to fill it with Bondo. It's the easiest way, in my opinion. That's just what I'm going to do, is fill that with Bondo. I don't think that's going to be too bad, because that's not a super massive hole. Oh wow, that really hurts. So, and that right there is actually the reason why I have something in my eye. I had glasses on, but they don't always do what they're supposed to. Anyway, I mean, actually, that's what I did back here, Bondo. That turned out pretty good, I think. Could have been better, but I was kind of, sort of, not really rushed on. I wouldn't say I was rushed on it, but so the best way to do this, if you know how to do sheet metal work, is actually just replace it with another piece of sheet metal. That is the best way to do it. I think we're past the really bad rust, so I don't think I have too much to worry about there. So I'm going to get on that, get that Bondoing knocked out, and as long as nobody knows about the Bondo, nobody has to know about the Bondo. Secret. Don't tell nobody. Yeah, I got my Bondo worked up. I don't think I'm going to use a scraper for this. It's just kind of... Here we go. Okay, so got that worked in. Looks absolutely like garbage, but while that's setting up, I would like to show you the previous project. Give me a second. This one right here. So there it is, the previous project I was working on, 1980 Ford F250 with the 347 stroker. Yeah, I ran it for a little bit and put a few miles on it, this, that, and the other, you know, and come find out it's losing oil like really badly, so I need to address that. That's why it's been such a long time. I literally just washed this thing. That might actually be where all that liquid came from out of the exhaust, because I did try to clean the exhaust a little bit. This truck, though, it's my favorite truck. I think I probably said that in some previous videos that actually had to do with just that truck. This Ranger, you may have noticed, obviously it's white. It's literally a miniature version of that truck. That's kind of why I got it. I thought it was kind of cool. So, run this motor till it explodes. Maybe it'll be fantastic. I don't know. It might just lock up and be very anticlimactic. Then, when this motor's done, or I'm done with it, I think I'm probably going to put a 351 in it. More than likely. Just because you can, a 351 will hold more power, not a lot more, but I think it's maybe 2, 3, possibly 400 more than what a 302 will take, reliably. Then hopefully, maybe, possibly turbo it. Because like I'm pretty sure I mentioned it before, is making this into a drag truck. So when the motor comes out, transmission's coming with it. Unless I get a motor and a transmission, I'll reuse that transmission that's in it now, freshen it up, you know, do all the cool stuff to it, transbrake, this, that, and the other. And it should be in pretty good shape. But if I do put any kind of real power to it, it is going to have a drive shaft, because that thing's like literally this big around at the yoke. It is. I'll be surprised if it handles a 302, honestly. Well, this one anyway. This is a really good running engine. I really hate that it knocks, because it runs really good. Has, as far as I can tell, I haven't had it on the road yet, but it does seem like it's pretty peppy. It's got some decent power, actually. So, I think the last things I have to do to this thing to get it to where it's safe on the road is tie rod ends, cab mounts, which I'm waiting on bolts for, and fuel tank. I got to put the fuel tank back under it. That's still a fuel cell right now in the bed, which works. Fuel pump. Need a fuel pump. You know, mechanical fuel pump is what I need. I will keep using the electric pump that's in the tank, because I'm having a somewhat difficult time of finding just a sending unit that is for a 2.8, I think, Ranger. All I can find is for the 2.9s and 4 cylinders. Apparently they were fuel injected, so they have electric pumps, but I can't find one that ever had a mechanical pump. So keep using the electric pump, just be a lift pump to the mechanical pump. Then I'm just gonna run it. I started this video out with saying, if your transmission has gone too far, let it go. Probably going to change the transmission fluid and filter, so I'll probably be stranded. It is a C4, so it might actually be good. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what I have had going on, and haven't done any kind of updates because there has been a lot to update on, actually. Obviously, what I just showed you was probably what you pretty much figured was going on at this point. So, that Bondo is going to need worked in a little more. You can sand it down. It's pretty hard right now. But that didn't take long. I wish that would have taken longer, actually. It is about 100 degrees out right now, so that is probably what's doing that. Breaking some chunks off that don't need to be there. So, yeah, I will definitely need to go back over it a couple of times with some more Bondo to get the little dips and pits filled in, you know. And that is actually pulling away from the drip rail. Don't like seeing that. That's not good. That means more than likely it dried way too fast and is going to crack. And that is a lot of Bondo to have crack on you. Don't want to have that. Probably should have put some kind of silicone in it. So, if you're watching this, I'm sure you can figure out how not to do things. Yeah, that's probably it for right now. And I probably said it before, but next video, go ahead and say this again, watch. This thing will be running and driving. I will be driving it on the road. Probably. I promise, more than likely it will be ready to go. I think. For sure. What else can I say? I probably won't have, the whole truck probably won't blow up. How's that? It'll definitely 100% probably more than likely be running, and probably even definitely 100% certain could be driving next time. Is not going to do that right now because I don't even have a battery in it. I would let you listen to the knock, but it's probably not going to even show up on the audio. So I'm going to get this Bondo worked in, put some more Bondo on it. And yeah, that's it for now. Hope you like the other project, because I love that one more than the Ranger, even though the Ranger is probably going to be a pretty cool drag truck. And hope you liked it as much as I did, because again, love that truck. Had it for a while now. Great truck. Can't wait to put heads on it, and I bet you can't wait to see them. Like and subscribe, and more than likely I'll probably see you next time, when this thing's more than likely probably definitely could be running and driving.